You're looking at the most talked about knee in Iowa. Jake Sullivan sprained it 11 days ago, but practiced yesterday for the first time. And tonight you'd have to have a seatbelt to keep him on the bench. It's Iowa State and Iowa next. Live from a sold-out Hilton Coliseum in Ames, it's the 11th rated Iowa Hawkeyes and the Iowa State Cyclones. Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm John Walters along with Gary Thompson. It's one of the best rivalries in all of college basketball, but this year, Gary, Iowa has an edge in terms of experience.
Well, John, they certainly do. They return 4 starters and 5 seniors on the ball club, while Iowa State returns 1 starter and 1 senior, and that 1 starter is Jake Sullivan, who's going to probably see limited action.
Well, when you talk about that Iowa experience, you start with their 2 All-American candidates, Luke Recker and Reggie Evans.
Well, they've got a great one in Luke Recker. He can do it all. He can hurt you a lot of ways. He can go on the outside and hit the 3. Back down. By the way, then you come down. He was always looking for that steal. Here you'll see him take it coast to coast. And that's one of the things. He had 28 against Iowa State last year. Next up for Iowa, Reggie Evans. Terrific player. Averaging doubles for Iowa. You see him there. If he misses, he goes right back and gets it in. Tough to keep him off the boards. He's also become a team leader. You see him hollering for the ball, got good footwork underneath, reverses it back up for an easy 2.
Well, Iowa State has counted on a couple of Indiana natives to lead them, and Shane Power and Tyree Pearson.
Well, Shane Power is a very versatile player for Iowa State. And with Iowa playing man for man, you're going to have to see some action out of him. He's going to have to score, take it into the lane, penetrate. You see him here, and now you got Shane Power coming in with a little layup right there. He's going to have to score some points. And then Tyree Pearson, been playing real well as of late, down inside. He can be effective. He also is versatile. He can take the ball on himself with a man-for-man coverage right there and take it to the hoop.
Well, Iowa has the experience. Iowa State has the home court advantage, and it's one of the best in all of college basketball. The Cyclones have won 40 of their last 41 on this floor. Starting lineups are next. This game has been brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people. Beechwood Age Budweiser with a crisp, clean, refreshing taste known only to the king of beers. First American Bank, a smarter way to bank. Dodge, you can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. Hill Seed, the new generation seed company, Ellsworth, Iowa. INS, keeping you in touch. Wellmark, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Iowa, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association. You just can't beat the Blues. Clark West Auto Parts, you'll find it at Clark West. It's the 54th meeting between Iowa and Iowa State. The Hawkeyes lead the series 37-16. Let's take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by First American Bank. The true freshman Pierre Pierce starts for the Hawkeyes in the backcourt, along with Luke Recker, Duez Henderson, and Reggie Evans, a couple seniors up front, along with Jared Reiner. And for Iowa State, Marcus Jefferson joins Shane Power and Ricky Morgan in a young backcourt. Tyree Pearson and Jared Homan, a freshman, get the start up front. And time now to check the keys to victory, brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Gary?
Although the Hawks are a man-for-man team, I expect them to play some zone defense because Iowa State has had some trouble from the perimeter. And secondly, second chance points. Putbacks and offensive rebounds are going to be important for Iowa. For Iowa State, they're going to have to shoot well and minimize their turnovers. And secondly, I think they've got to shorten the game, use the 35-second clock, play half-court offense.
All right, there's a great atmosphere for college basketball in Hilton Coliseum tonight. The Hawkeyes and the Cyclones opening tip next. Larry Eustachy says you cannot downplay how important this game is to the two programs, and we'll find out just how valuable Hilton Coliseum is to the Cyclones tonight. Steve Alford looking for his 200th career victory, 199 and 108 over 11 years. And Larry Eustachy, the two-time Big 12 Conference Coach of the Year. He's won 4 Coach of the Year awards. He's now in his 12th year overall with 236 career victories. Well, Gary, great atmosphere for college basketball.
Well, there's nothing greater than these rival games like Iowa and Iowa State. You know, typically these games have started out with the guys being a little tight and the shots banging up there. And so both clubs better be thinking about rebounding.
Duez Henderson will jump for Iowa. It'll be Tyree Pearson for Iowa State. Steve Walmer puts the ball in the air, and Iowa State controls the tip. Outstanding officiating crew, Ed Hightower and Bill Kennedy, the other officials. You're not going to find a better trio in college basketball than these three. Jared Homan, a true freshman, number 51 for Iowa State, gets his first career start against the Hawkeyes. You don't think he has a few butterflies right now?
Iowa State man for man. He doubled down on Tyree Pearson right off the start.
Pearson in traffic. Lots of contact. Hit the shot. Up shot. And Tyree Pearson got it to go.
And I think everybody feels like Iowa's the favorite coming into this game. The margin probably reduced after the loss to UNI. But it's going to be important for Iowa State to stay in this ball game early. Probably take the early lead and stay with it.
Pearson off balance. Shot in the lane and he hit it. There's a true freshman, Pierre Pierce, knocking down an off balance jumper.
Pierce, runner-up for Mr. Basketball Honors in Illinois, and gets a key shot down. And we talked about tightness starting the game, John, but we missed it right off the bat. Both teams hit their first shots.
Iowa State loves to get the ball inside to Tyree Pearson. Ricky Morgan wants a pick from Pearson. Bounces it back to him. Tyree on a drive. Bent it too hard. And the rebound controlled by Duez Henderson.
Good aggressive move, though, by Tyree Pearson. Split the defenders, just missed the shot.
2-2 game in the early going. Reiner in the high post. This is Luke Recker. He had 28 against the Cyclones a year ago. Kick out. Henderson a pump fake. Recker a long jumper. Got it. It's a three for Luke Recker.
And that's what you cannot do. You cannot get there late. When he's in your area, you're help, but you've got to cheat a little bit off that help and get back quick. He hasn't been shooting the ball well from the three-point line, but you cannot give him room. He's always dangerous.
Steve Alford wanted more patience out of his offense in the half court. He got it there, and they got a good look and knocked it down. It's a 5-2 Iowa advantage. Shane Power on a drive, scooped it up.
There's what we saw at the top of the show. If Iowa's man for man, Shane Power looked to penetrate, and that's what Iowa State will try and do a lot of, I think, in this ball game. See the pick here by Homan, the freshman. He gets in there. Iowa's late coming with the defensive help, and he gets through, splits it, and gets a chance for the three-point play.
The foul on Jared Reiner. And Shane Power can tie the game. There you see the numbers on the season for the sophomore. Doesn't seem like he's a sophomore because he's played so much in his Iowa State career, and he leads this team 36 minutes a game.
Cyclones continue as they have year after year since Floyd and Eustachy have been here, and that's to make more free throws than the other team attempts.
5-5 game, and already this Hilton Coliseum crowd is coming to its feet. Sure didn't take long.
Jared Homan, a freshman for Iowa State, really has his hands full going against Reggie Evans.
Man-to-man in the early going. Homan, the freshman. This is Reiner, and he drew a foul. Tyree Pearson, I believe, commits the foul, and Homan will go to the free throw line. Rather, Reiner?
There's a lot of keys in this game. One, you could just go down with a lot of things, but Tyree Pearson has to stay in the game. That's a shot that he has to let go. He has to give him that shot, not pick up the foul. He's too valuable, and I think rather than going out and try to quarter him or front him right there, let Reiner have it on the outside, that far away from the basket.
Take a look at the series history. Iowa has the advantage. Two teams have split the last 18 games in this series. Reiner hit both free throws. Jared Reiner is on the board. 7-5, Iowa leads it. Glad you could join us tonight. What promises to be a fun basketball game. Not much pressure on Iowa State. There aren't too many people feeling like that they're the favorites in this game. Morgan threw it away, and it'll belong to the Hawkeyes.
Cyclones thought Hawks touched it, but Steve Wellmer right there to let the Hawks throw it in. And turnovers. Ricky Morgan, a little freshman you're looking right there, has been a little inconsistent. Some games he's gone 27 minutes, no turnovers, and then maybe 19 minutes and 5 turnovers. So
Iowa State starts 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a senior tonight. Down low, Evans against one of those freshmen, Homan, and he laid it in. First bucket for Reggie Evans, the leading scorer and rebounder in the Big Ten.
But you cannot let Reggie Evans get down that low or it's trouble. You're going to have to either go double him, get some help.
Shane Power open for 3. Long rebound, and Homan was held. A foul called. And it's called on Homan. Jared Homan picks up his first foul. Gary at the other end, Evans.
Right, Reggie Evans right there, just a step out of the paint, but then reverses, comes back to his left side, and he's doing that a lot more this year, coming back to that left left hand, which I think is a good move.
Take a look at the field goal shooting. Iowa has not missed.
You know, that's unusual. So many, every year almost, these teams come out tight, but both teams seem more relaxed.
A tight wire act there for Recker. Henderson against Jefferson. Good defensive work. Henderson banked it too hard. And Pierce in a battle with Morgan for the rebound. They called a jump ball, alternate possession to Iowa. Gary, when a ball goes up on the glass in this game, there is a battle for the rebound.
It's a war. There's no doubt about it.
We saw it at the other end when Homan went after that ball, and now at this end, Pierce was really getting after it on that rebound attempt. 9-5 Hawkeyes. Pierce all alone. Missed the dunk. Jefferson saves to Power, but he was out of bounds. It'll belong to the Hawkeyes. The freshman Pierre Pierce missed the dunk. And Jake Sullivan will check into the Iowa State lineup. A huge ovation from this crowd as Jake Sullivan comes in. Missed the better part of 4 games. Injured the knee against Savannah State. We'll keep an eye on him. He's guarding Pierce. Inbounds pass knocked away momentarily. This is Recker against Power, an all-Indiana matchup. Look at that battle. Out of bounds. It'll belong to the Hawks.
Hawks really going strong on the boards. Here's Recker, a little change of pace dribble, frees him up and misses the shot. A little push right there. He got away with it and up on the glass.
This is Evans on the drive, and Reggie Evans with his second hoop.
So I think if I'm playing Reggie and Homan, he's not going to stay up with him his quickness. If Reggie gets the ball on me, if I was covering, I would drop a step back on him. I'd make him shoot the ball over me to the top rather than let him take the drive.
Power on a kick out to Sullivan. Down low they go. Spinning in is Pearson.
That's what Iowa State would like to see more of, getting that ball down inside the Tyree Pierce. He's a scoring machine down low.
11-7 Hawkeyes.
Both teams still going man for man.
Power has Recker. Homan knocked it away. And often timeout on the floor. Reggie Evans with 4 in the early going. But Tyree Pearson has matched him. It's a 4-point lead for the Hawks. It's the Hawkeyes by 4 in the early going, and here's another Budweiser quick stat. And Gary, they're rebounding. Big edge for Iowa. They've really gone after the boards hard.
Really have. You see Reggie Evans going up high. And that play, particular play, Homan came over the back, picked up his first foul.
Iowa has also outscored Iowa State in the paint 6-4, and that's unusual because that's where Iowa State has been getting its points all season. Henderson to trigger for the Hawks. It is Duez Henderson bringing it in. Pierre Pierce has the basketball for the Hawkeyes.
Cyclones move to the zone.
Yep, first time we've seen it tonight, and Recker will test it. Recker hits the 3, his second of the game.
But there again, when you're in that zone, you know that Recker's one of the guys you have to spot up on. So you got to get out quick on him and play him man-for-man principles.
Couple of 3-pointers for Recker. 14-7 Hawkeyes. Sullivan against Pierce. Marcus Jefferson. Offensive foul. Ran over Duez Henderson. These are the things that Steve Alford was talking about wanting his team to do. Get ferocious on the boards, take some charges, set some picks. He's seen it in the early going.
Playing real well in this early going, and they're helping on defense. The boards are always what they do a great job of, and they're hitting them hard here tonight.
Iowa, 7-point advantage. Pierce off an Evans screen.
Cyclones come back, just show the zone the one time.
Now back to man, and Power has Recker. A couple of Hoosiers look at each other square in the eye. Power says Recker was his idol. And he's watched him play earlier. There's an offensive foul called on Iowa. It'll turn the ball over to the Cyclones. Other scores, Duke just jumped all over Michigan tonight. Florida put it away in the second half. Great game there. Illinois knocked off Arkansas. That was a beauty of a basketball.
Call.
Yeah, it was.
Last shot.
Fun game to watch, though. Two teams really getting after it. That foul, by the way, was on Jared Reiner, and it's his second. Marcus Jefferson, a tough jumper, and he got it.
That was a good pull-up jumper by Marcus Jefferson. I felt in the earlier games, he's taken the ball too deep many times into traffic. There he pulls it up and hits it over the big guy.
Henderson, rebound to Evans. Rebound, Reiner knocked it out of bounds. Iowa State will have it. Well, a reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll be introducing you to the First American Bank Academic All-Star. Iowa State now trying to get this lead down to 3 or 2 on this possession.
Cyclone catching a little break there that time, though, because Iowa, 2 guys on the inside.
Recker fell down. Power bounces it to Jefferson. And another offensive foul called on Marcus Jefferson. And again, Duez Henderson took the charge. Second time that's happened. So 2 fouls for Jefferson.
Duez Henderson, the senior right there, really moves his feet and gets over there quick. Pumps the fist, says, I did my job.
And 14-9 the advantage for the Hawks. Evans will add to that with a dunk. Reggie Evans with 3 field goals in the early going, and it's 16-9 Hawkeyes.
And fronting like that, you got to look for some backside help. That was a nice touch pass.
There's the turnover story. Iowa sharp in the early going. Down low, Tyree Pearson on a spin. And a foul on the rebound called on Iowa. Glenn Worley picks up the foul. Gary, when Evans catches it this low, you can forget it.
Well, nice over the top. He got extended a little too far away from Evans. Nice pass, and nobody there on the backside help. Shane Powers trying to stick to Recker at that time.
Reggie Evans led the nation in 4 statistical categories last year. Not just the conference, but the nation. One of the great rebounders in college basketball.
He said Iowa's single season record last year, 416, broke a record of a old friend of mine, Chuck Darrell. Chuck played way back, graduated from Iowa, I think, in 52. So that's been on the books for a long time.
Oh, there's Chauncey Wesley, good-looking junior college player out of Indian Hills Community College in Ottumwa. He will take over the point guard duties for the Hawks. Pearson hit both free throws. Iowa State back within 5. Shooting percentages. Iowa State not getting off as many shots as Iowa. They've been getting some second chances. Worley on a bounce, and Homan knocked it away. It was intended for Evans, but the freshman Homan with a good defensive play.
Great job by the freshman that time. Good hustle. That's what it's going to take against the Reggie Evans.
Jefferson in on Duez Henderson. He wasn't shy about taking it back in there, despite the 2 charges.
Cyclone's doing a great job of taking the ball to the basket against Iowa.
And Iowa State's within 3. Henderson against Jefferson on this end. This is Worley in on Pearson. Tough shot. Got it. Glenn Worley off the bench to give Iowa a spark.
Got the lean in, 6'7", 218-pound sophomore. Iowa State, man, I remember him hitting a clutch free throw in high school. Stepped on the line. I think the game was tied, but maybe it was there. It was in his
against Hoover in the state championship game. Sullivan will try his first shot. He buries it. It's a 2 for Jake Sullivan. No rust whatsoever for Jake. 3-point game.
You know, there's no way he was going to play. Seriously, on Thursday night I saw him, he did nothing, and he had his calf on Thursday was completely muscle spasmed up where he couldn't even run or bend his knee.
Homan just picked up a foul. So Jared Homan gets his second. There's Sullivan, Gary.
Yep. Nice stop, good form, good rotation on the ball, just a pure shooter.
Ryan Hogan into the Iowa lineup. Something to keep in mind, Iowa State not a deep team at all. And Jared Homan just picked up his second foul. Marcus Jefferson also has 2. They've had some foul trouble early in the season. Worley in on Pearson. And a walk called by Ed Hightower. Turns the ball over, and Iowa State with a chance to tie with a 3-pointer. Chauncey Wesley guards Sullivan, and he has a big quickness advantage on Jake, particularly with that injury. Sullivan will put it on the floor against him. Jefferson fires again. Long rebound to Homan. Power on a drive. Fadeaway jumper. And a battle for that board. And a foul called on Iowa. It goes on Ryan Hogan.
The Cyclones now showing, you see, Steve Wilmer talking to the players, but Iowa State really going to the boards on their own, a much smaller club.
It's like the last piece of meat at the dinner table. Every rebound is a war. Iowa leads by 3. Iowa's biggest lead was 7. Right now it's 3 with 11:43 to go in the half. Here's another Budweiser quick stab. We'll keep a close eye on rebounding tonight. It's really an important part of this game. Iowa the early edge, but Iowa State has closed the gap of late. Some other scores from around the country today. Number 7 Virginia knocks off Auburn 77-72. Arizona beats Purdue. A little revenge for last year. And Kentucky knocks off North Carolina, which continues to struggle. Indiana, a nice win over Ball State. Marquette a winner. They're playing very well. And St. Joe's knocks off Pennsylvania, which isn't easy. Just ask Iowa State. Western Kentucky a win. All right, the Cyclones with the ball, trailing by 3.
Well, John, I thought Iowa State would really maybe try and shorten up the game a little bit more. They've been going right at Iowa.
Homan lost the handle inside. Last touched by Hogan. It'll belong to Iowa State. Sneaking a few more scores here, Gary. Wisconsin beats Ohio University. Nebraska knocks off Oral Roberts. And Baylor. That can't be a first half score. And the Iowa State women a nice win at Northwestern. They stay undefeated.
Leslie doesn't jump all over Jake Sullivan. An injured knee, you think he's going to try and get up and pressure him.
Down low, Pearson double team, shoots it anyway. Too long, rebound to Recker. And beating everybody down the court is Evans, but he couldn't control. Iowa State catches a break.
That's one thing Larry Stacey's worried about. It's a transition game. You have to recover quick and then find your man.
Jefferson picked up his dribble. Iowa really pressuring the basketball. Jake Sullivan against Chauncey Leslie. He's got quick hands. Got to beware of him. Sullivan works his way in. Pearson double team. He lost control. Got it back. Jefferson to the board.
Jefferson's a good offensive rebounder, but he is really scrapping right now.
And Iowa State's within 1. Marcus Jefferson with 6 points. And that gets this crowd going. Down low, Evans. Hook shot. Got it. Reggie Evans with 8 points.
Well, you got to credit Reggie Evans, but that's where I'd make him beat me. Rather than taking it to the basket, getting 2, maybe 3, than getting you in foul trouble.
Evans 4 of 6 from the floor. The lead back to 3. Sullivan for the tie. Jefferson another rebound, had it knocked away. No foul called. Loose on the floor. Pearson can't save. It's out of bounds to Iowa. Boy, it sure looked like Jefferson was being held, huh? Yeah. We're at Hilton Coliseum in Ames. It's 11th rated Iowa against Iowa State. John Walters and Gary Thompson with you. Glad you could join us tonight. It's been a fun basketball game so far. Iowa leads it 20-17.
John, of the games we've done so far this year, there's been more energy in this game expended already than some of the full games.
Homan gets his first rest. The freshman did a good job. Omar Bynum into the lineup for Iowa State. Recker on the come around is Hogan.
Iowa playing the weave right now off the top.
Leslie missing. Power up high for the rebound.
And that's a good rebound because Shane Power went to the basketball. You're not standing waiting for the rebounds to come to you.
Jefferson, baseline jumper. Rimming, no, and the rebound taken down by Reggie Evans. Recker on a drive, and a blocking foul to call. And that's going to be the 3rd foul on Marcus Jefferson. He gets his 3rd personal foul.
Fouls, as you mentioned, are going to really hurt Iowa State. Here he comes up. Here's Jefferson sneaking in. And gets it right, puts it up off the glass, and now Jefferson's going to pick up his 3rd foul. Recker comes in here, sticks it up underneath the board. They call Jefferson for coming in, getting there late.
So Marcus Jefferson, at the 9:28 mark of the first half, picks up his 3rd personal foul, and he'll have to go to the bench. Recker missed the free throw, and that's a rarity.
That really is. 90% free throw shooter.
Recker ranks 2nd in the Big Ten. 26 of 28 on the season coming into tonight.
Well, Jefferson is the one guy that can support Tyree Pearson and Shane Power. Well, now with Sullivan in there, it's a different story, but he gives you that a chance for some offense, and he started off great. Looked like he was in good rhythm for Iowa State.
Recker hit 1 of 2. He has 7 points. Reggie Evans has 8. So the 2 All-American candidates playing well in the early going for Iowa. And the Hawkeyes lead it by 4.
Iowa State's going to spread the offense again, look for penetration.
Pearson backs up with the dribble. He's against Evans. Kick out to Morgan. Shane Power fires from the baseline, and Evans another rebound.
Good smart play by Tyree Pearson, though. Let Reggie Evans have it, staying away from a foul.
It's just a clinic to watch Reggie Evans on the boards. The guy has a motor. I mean, he will not quit at any time. Leslie on a bounce to Worley. In on Pearson. Glenn Worley walked with the basketball. Good defensive work by Tyree Pearson. Another look at it.
Good defensive work here by Iowa State. And Tyree Pearson, he drops off. This is what I'm talking about. You drop off, then you have a chance to cut that guy off, make him shoot it out there. This time Worley turns it into a travel.
Larry Eustacia telling his team, get the ball up the floor. The Hawkeyes lead by 4 with 8:44 to go in the first half. Morgan picked up the dribble, gets some help from Power. Power to the baseline. Iowa doing a nice job defensively here in this first half. They've really got an extra bounce in their step. Steve Alford must have gotten their attention after that loss at UNI. Pearson. And it is an offensive foul on Tyree Pearson. That's his second.
Now what's available in that play is Tyree to kick it out. Watch here. He's got 2 men. He bangs right into him. Good call.
No question, it's an offensive foul on Pearson.
Look,
great position there.
He helped sell the call a little bit, but definitely banged it.
So now Pearson has 2 fouls, Homan has 2, and Jefferson's on the bench with 3 for Iowa State. Reiner has 2 for Iowa.
Larry Eustacia really doesn't have a whole lot of options in this game. If he's going to win, he's going to have to go with his players and try to fight through some fouls.
Bynum knocked it away. It'll belong to the Hawks. And now Pierce returns. He'll take the place of Ryan Hogan. So they'll go with Pierce and Leslie on the floor at the same time. Leslie played at the same junior college as Omar Bynum of Iowa State, Indian Hills Community College in Ottumwa. Worley fires the jumper and hits it. Second bucket for Glenn Worley. And Iowa's lead is back up to 6. Gary, even though Sullivan is technically Iowa State's starting point guard this season, he has not handled the ball handling duties bringing the ball up the floor tonight.
No, that's going to be to Morgan and Shane Power. Try and get him some shots.
There's one, but it was blocked by Evans. Reggie Evans with a good block, and here comes Iowa. Hawkeyes a 6-point lead in the ball. Worley again. That's 2 in a row for Glenn Worley. This one's a 3.
That's a real plus for Iowa. Worley hitting on the outside, although he's hit 5 out of 12 from the 3-point line this year.
And the biggest lead of the game right now for the Hawkeyes. They're on an 8-0 run to lead it by 9.
See if they go down the post.
Power was
misconnection there.
Yeah, running in the way of Pearson as he was having the pass thrown to him. Sullivan on the come around is Power. Iowa State having to work hard to get shots right now. Shane Power spins in. And a foul called on the floor on the Hawks. It's going to go on Chauncey Leslie. Well, it's the Hawkeyes leading it right now by 9, and you can credit Reggie Evans with doing a lot of the damage on both ends of the floor. The Hawkeyes lead it 26-17. As its biggest lead of the game at 9, let's take a look at the Iowa Network Services Clear Connection replay.
You see Jake Sullivan take it in, but a little hesitation there on the shot, and Reggie Evans comes in, makes a nice block.
And that is the INS Clear Connection replay. Right now, the Hawkeyes up by 9.
And their defense has been responsible for a lot of it. We talk about their board work, but down this end, they've been doing a good job. They've been helping off. They've taken 3 charges here in the first half. And they've out-rebounded Iowa State, 11-6. I think this smaller lineup, John, you commented about it earlier, I think is more effective defensively right now for Iowa.
Brody Boyd seeing his first action of the night. Another Indiana native. Boy, this game has a distinct Indiana flavor. There's one of those guys, Power. Pearson tipped it out to Power.
Recker got caught that time watching the ball. He's looking to cheat out.
Pearson. 8 for Tyree. Iowa State cuts the gap to 7.
I think that's a big basket for Iowa State. A little momentum builder here with the crowd and whatnot. Could have given Iowa a chance to come down and take it to double figures.
Worley on a lob to Evans. He's double teamed. Good help defense by Iowa State. And the ball is out of bounds to the Hawks.
You see Tyree Pearson spinning in here, and it will go right back down the other end defensively. Here's the help coming right there. Gets it where he can't take it in. Hand straight up.
Recker, another 3 shot. Got it. His third 3. Luke Recker with 10. And the lead is 10 for the Hawkeyes.
Recker showing some patience, not trying to force the shot tonight, just taking it when he gets it. Iowa State a little late coming to him.
It's the 4th 3-pointer of the night for Iowa. There you see the field goal percentage in Iowa's favor. Here's Pearson trying to do something about it. 10 for Tyree.
That's one of the reasons Iowa's defense is great in this first half. But I thought we'd see some zone just for the reason of keeping the ball away from Tyree Pearson.
Well, that was an offensive foul. They pushed off on Jake Sullivan. And so the foul called on Pierre Pierce, the freshman.
We've seen a lot of offensive fouls called here in this ball game.
There it is. Steve Wellmer had a good look at it.
And that's what you expect out of a veteran officiating crew is consistency. Wellmer and Eddie Hightower, this is the 4th consecutive Iowa State game they've worked.
On the handoff, Sullivan walked with the basketball. So Jake Sullivan seeing his first action since spraining his knee. They expected him to miss 4 to 6 weeks. He missed 11 days.
You know, Coach Larry Eustace had I think our trainers or doctors call Iowa when all of a sudden he went from Thursday night not playing to Friday. The muscle spasms relieved where he could bend his knee and play. He had him call Iowa and the coaching staff down there to let him know they weren't just fluffing with him, that all of a sudden that he was probably going to play.
The foul is called on Glenn Worley on the rebound. Take another look. Pierce misses the 3.
James Sullivan shooting the 1-1 for the Cyclones.
So Glenn Worley gets his second foul. And that puts Jake Sullivan at the free throw line, not the guy you want shooting free throws if you're Iowa. Steve Alford has some words for Ed Hightower, and vice versa.
I don't know if something happened earlier, but what I saw, that was questionable.
That is the 27th consecutive free throw that Jake Sullivan has hit to start this season. 27 of 27.
People say announcers jinx those players when we talk about those streaks, but they can't hear a thing, and there it is.
Well, shouldn't have said a word. 7-point game, so Fred Hoiberg's record of 34 in a row remains safe for now. Recker misses, Power rebounds, Iowa State on the run. Power stops, pops from 15 and misses, and Bynum fouls on the rebound against Reggie Evans. Omar Bynum picks up his first foul, but Larry Eustace doesn't mind the aggressiveness.
Foul on Omar Bynum of Iowa State, his first personal.
There's Sullivan calling for it, Gary.
He's way ahead. He's looking to shoot it deep right there. Shane Power, just a miss of a wide open shot. Those are the type of shots you've got to hit.
So a missed opportunity for the Cyclones. And at the other end, Reggie Evans will shoot a 1-and-1 for Iowa. There you see the numbers. Evans, the Big Ten leader in both categories.
Only a 60% free throw shooter, but starts out just like last year when Iowa State was trying to come back. Reggie Evans stepped to the line and hit most of his free throws.
Steve Alford looking for career win number 200. Started at Manchester, went to Southwest Missouri State. And now in his 3rd year at Iowa. Reggie Evans made both free throws, and the Hawks have hit 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Take a look at the three-point shooting in this game. And we expected Iowa to rely on that shot a little bit more than Iowa State, although Iowa's been struggling with their threes this season.
Only 34% as a team.
Pearson again, he missed, and ball was knocked loose. Brody Boyd comes out of the pack with it. Iowa's biggest lead was 10. They lead by 9 right now. This is Boyd wide open from the corner. And Sullivan grabs that rebound. Sullivan on a push to power. Iowa State has a 3-on-2. Bynum, baseline. Underneath to Pearson. And he was stripped by Boyd. A good defensive play.
Well, the Cyclones did a good job there. They had a 3-on-2 advantage and moved the ball real well, but then a good defensive play. You'll see it right here. Coming down into the corner, takes it, draws the defenders, back underneath, and then the little strip. Ooh, boy, it looked like Recker right there probably got the arm.
Well, Iowa State turned it over, but then got it right back because Recker turned the ball over. Here come the Cyclones. Morgan. Pearson down low, off the glass, count it. No, don't count it. It's waved off, but a foul called before the shot. It's on the Hawks, but the basket doesn't count. Sean Sonderleiter gets the foul.
Look at Sonderleiter. Ricky Morgan pushing it, gets it down inside, comes up there. Sonderleiter gets up, gets a piece of the hand, gets him on the body early before the shot.
That's where they called the foul then, on that initial bump. 1-and-1 for Tyree Pearson.
Good look at Sonderleiter. Started the year when everybody thought he was the guy that's going to move in, maybe take Reiner's place and whatnot, and he's really moved down the depth chart. He's not seen a lot of minutes.
Bynum comes out, and Jared Homan is back in for Iowa State. This is a 1-and-1 for Tyree Pearson. He has 10 points to lead the Cyclones. He's keeping an Iowa State team in it right now, Gary.
He really is. He's just the one senior, even though he only played average of 15 minutes a game last year, and the key thing for him is staying in the game.
Pearson knocked them both down. Tyree now has 12 points to lead Iowa State, but the Hawkeyes lead it by 7. 3:48 to go first half. Iowa leading Iowa State 31-24. Other scores. Kansas up on top of Missouri, Kansas City. Syracuse in danger of losing for the first time. Oklahoma State leads Jackson State. EC, who Iowa State plays on Tuesday, is up on UMass. Northwestern leading Kansas State rather in a big way. First half. Hawkeyes ball with a 7-point lead. And Larry Eustace encouraging his team to pick it up now on the defensive end.
If you're a Cyclone fan, you're hoping that Iowa State can have a couple of good defensive possessions just like that and cut this margin down to 2 or 3 points by halftime. And if you're an Iowa fan, you're looking to come down and take possession of the ball and extend it to double figures.
Ricky Morgan tried to do too much, and Reggie Evans stuffs it through at the other end.
Yeah. See, there's a case, in my opinion, no reason to go behind your back. You handle the basketball, you use those things when you can use an advantage.
Well, that's the inexperience factor that we've talked about. And it plays in right there. Power on a spin, and he drew a foul. Here is the Carquest playing for keeps replay, and Gary, we talked about that inexperience.
Right, behind his back right there. Wraps it around, it turns it into 2 the other. Might have been a travel right there by Reggie Evans.
That's the Carquest playing for keeps replay. See your nearest Carquest store.
Iowa State that possession. Getting back, they got away from the penetration a little bit. Now they're going back and attacking.
Power hits the front end of a 1-and-1. Free throws are going to be very important for Iowa State tonight. Not afford to get up there and miss a bunch of them.
And Iowa State just shooting 41% from the field right now, still just trailing by 8. We said we thought they had to shoot a good percentage. I'm thinking around 50% for the game, because Iowa's probably going to get more shots on the glass than they will.
7-point game. Pearson now has 5 points, a power rather. This is Recker.
Ricky Morgan, the freshman on Recker. Recker's going to have an advantage right there. The size.
Recker working to get open against Morgan. Best patience I've seen from Iowa all season on the offensive end. Recker, pump fake, drive, tough shot, rimming no. Rebound tipped out, and Pierce up high to get it. Here Pierce, the freshman.
Again, the Hawks are able to come up over the top, and good block right there.
But Evans gets it back, misses again, but Henderson tips it in.
There's those second chances and those putbacks that we talked about.
Iowa has been able to dominate the boards.
Got 16-10 advantage,
I think 18-10 after that possession.
Yeah.
And now a turnover for Iowa State. Look at the rebounding work here by the Hawks.
Up, miss, and he's back inside again. Duez Henderson lets you know he's got it. All players, when they tip one in, they want to let you know who got it. They can get it in the box score.
Even when they don't tip it in, they want you to know they got it. The lead is 9 for the Hawkeyes. About 2 minutes to go here in the first half.
Another matchup there. Ricky Morgan now on Duez Henderson coming down.
Sonderleiter on a drive. And this time Iowa State's able to control the boards. Sullivan really would like to get freed up for a shot at some point. Homan down low. Drew a foul on Sonderleiter. Jared Homan, the freshman, taking it right to the hoop.
For a freshman, I think he's performed very, very well tonight. First game against the Hawks. Here's good penetration, a little bounce, takes it, goes up. Sonderleiter gets him across. Looked like he had a lot of ball, and Sonderleiter felt like it too.
Looked pretty clean from here. Homan to the free throw line to shoot 2 for Iowa State. Imagine making your first start if you're a kid who grew up in the state of Iowa. You make your first collegiate start in this ball game. Iowa State and Iowa.
Well, Jared's been struggling a little bit at that foul line, 56%.
Missed them both. Evans the rebound.
In a game like this, with the Hawks coming in favored, this is what you cannot do. You cannot miss those free throws. You got to make your shots.
Under 2 minutes to play in the half now.
What a battle between Shane Power and Recker.
Lob down low to Evans. Double teamed. Drew a foul. Near the Budweiser Championship ticket giveaway, and 2 all-session tickets to the Big 12 Conference Basketball Tournament in Kansas City could be yours. It's easy. Just print your name, address, zip code, and age on a postcard and send it to the address on your screen. The winner will be selected by a random drawing of all entries received before midnight, January 31st, 2002. Must be 21 years of age or older to enter. For a copy of the official rules, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the same address. Brought to you by Budweiser. Brewery fresh taste guaranteed. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. Reggie Evans now with 13 points to lead all scorers in this game.
And more troubles for Iowa State. Homan, we just talked about, has been doing a nice job, but saddled with his 3rd foul.
So he and Jefferson each have 3 fouls. Jefferson checked out at the 9:28 mark with his 3rd.
The Cyclones on the boards are going to have to get a little more physical when they're blocking out. Go and make contact.
Evans has not missed at the line. He has 14 points and 8 rebounds to lead Iowa. And the Hawkeyes have matched, or have now, their biggest lead at 11. Sullivan wants to get that pass into Pearson, can't do it. Pass deflected, Power up with it. Shot clock at 13 as Ricky Morgan goes to work. Now Pearson down low left. And Tyree Pearson with 14.
John, Tyree Pearson doing a great job of taking the ball away from the double team. They're coming down to him. He just gives a little fake inside and takes it back to the outside, and then is able to just play one-on-one.
Chauncey Leslie on the dribble. Down low, Evans in traffic. Denied by Pearson. Evans out-scraps everybody for the loose ball, though. Shot clock at 13. It doesn't reset. But wide open is Thompson for a 3. And Rod Thompson, who plays about 2 minutes a game, comes off the bench to bury a big shot.
Well, Steve Alford getting production out of everybody who's getting in the game here in this first half. So really a plus, particularly when you're on the road.
Iowa State will hold it for 1. Iowa has its biggest lead at 12. Shot clock is turned off. 16 on the game clock. And Jake Sullivan controls the dribble.
It's important to get a good shot right here. A basket could really get the crowd up, a little momentum going into halftime. This is deep.
Sullivan missed the 3. And Thompson from half court just missing, and that'll bring us to halftime. The Hawkeyes, Steve Alford's team, hit 5 of 7 from 3-point range in the first half. And right now, they have their biggest lead of the game at 12 as we go to halftime. This game is brought to you by Wellmark, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Iowa, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association. You just can't beat the Blues. Dodge, you can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. CarQuest Auto Parts, you'll find it at CarQuest. Beechwood aged Budweiser with a crisp, clean, refreshing taste known only to the king of beers. INS, keeping you in touch. First American Bank, a smarter way to bank. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you. We're at halftime, and Larry Eustachy's team trails it by 12 at the break. And here's the First American Bank starting lineups for the second half. And they stay the same as the first half for both teams. All right, Gary, what does Iowa State have to do to get back in this thing?
Well, they have to get some offensive help for Tyree Pearson. He had 14 points. You had Shane Power, who rely on second leading scorer, well, with Sullivan back in the lineup. Now he's the third leading scorer, but he was only 1 for 6 from the field. Sullivan 1 for 4. I don't believe that Sullivan's going to be able to get the shot a lot on his own. I think they're going to have to get a pick for him because of that leg. He just can't move strong enough. And again, the boards are going to have to keep him off the boards.
And a change for Iowa State in the starting lineup for the second half. Ricky Morgan's not in there, and Jake Sullivan is. So one change in your First American Bank starting lineups.
And I think it's important for Iowa State to come back at the start of this second half, get this ball game back down to single digits.
That would get the crowd going. Marcus Jefferson and Jared Homan each playing with 3 fouls. Jefferson had 2 charging fouls in that first half. Duez Henderson took the charge both times. Iowa State throws it away, and Recker comes up with a steal for Iowa. This Iowa team averages 9 steals a game. You have to be careful with the basketball against them. Mentioned it in the first half, Gary, but this is the best patience we've seen from Iowa in a long time. They've been waiting for good shot opportunities. And when they have missed, they've done just what they did right there. They've gotten the ball back.
That's the things that Iowa State cannot do to get back in the ball game.
That was walked. And that's exactly what you talked about, Gary. They gave him a step and let him start backing in. He expected some contact there, and it was nothing there, and he traveled with it. There's the leading scorers from the first half. You mentioned Pearson and Evans in a deadlock. But the supporting cast for Iowa has been able to do the job.
Last time down, Shane Power threw the ball away inside. They doubled down. He had the open shot, maybe a little deeper than he likes it. But
this is Jefferson on the drive into a double team. Homan. Power has not been knocking that shot down this year with the regularity that he did last year. Power on a drive, tries to draw some contact, and the rebound to Reiner. Pierce on a push. Pierre Pierce in on Sullivan, tough shot, missing. Rebound, Power up high to get it. Iowa State a chance to run right here. And it's deflected, but Power comes back up with it and scoops it in.
Shane Power got a break that time. Looked like he had a turnover, turned it into 2.
And now Larry Eustachy getting after his team to get after it on the defensive end. Down low to Evans. Against Homan, the freshman. Almost threw it away, but Reiner, a good catch. This is Pierce, 17 on the shot clock. Evans again, in on Homan. Stripped. Loose ball, bodies flying. It's a scrum, and it's a jump ball. Alternate possession to Iowa.
Hey, John, there's a lot of hustle in this program there. Homan bumps him there, but Sullivan gets a hand in it. Look at him fight now.
Moments earlier, Shane Power. Little pinball game right there.
Right. Splits the defender. Nice job there avoiding the charge. Body control.
The lead is 10 as Iowa inbounds. Power has really got a tough assignment chasing Recker through all those screens. They set a bunch of them for Luke Recker. Pierre Pierce slipped with the basketball, but he was fouled on the way in. And if it's Jefferson, it's his 4th. It is. Marcus Jefferson gets his 4th personal foul with 17:51 to go in the game.
Near his body.
If Pierce doesn't slip, I don't think they're calling him. But there was contact, and they have to call it. 17:51 to go. Jefferson stays in the game. And a travel call on Evans. The ball will belong to Iowa State. And now Omar Bynum checks in.
Coach Alford not happy with that call, but that hurts Iowa State. Jefferson picking up his 4 fouls. It takes away his aggressiveness, particularly going to boards.
And he's now out of the game, and Bynum in there. Omar Bynum, sophomore. Junior rather. Jumper by Sullivan, missing. Rebound controlled by Recker. And Iowa continues to dominate the boards.
I think that's where Sullivan will have to get his shots, coming off of that little pick rather than going one-on-one.
Evans, cross court to Recker. Sullivan has him now. Reiner backs in on Pearson. Shot it too hard. Howard battling, and the rebound controlled by Recker. And now we have a foul called away from the ball.
I think this is on Homan, which is going to be his 4th.
Oh, boy. That's a killer. Jared Homan just picked up his 4th personal foul. So with 17:14 to go, timeout on the floor, but Iowa State has 2 players with 4 fouls each and a 10-point deficit. 17:14 to play, and Iowa leads it by 10.
The Cyclones, well, you look right there at the foul trouble. I should say they really got their work cut out for them right now with Jefferson and Homan, 2 starters sitting down.
So it'll be a much smaller lineup on the floor for Iowa State right now. Shane Power, Ricky Morgan, Jake Sullivan, Tyree Pearson, and Omar Bynum.
Coach Stacy up on that sideline, still giving encouragement to his team.
Recker on a handoff to Reiner. Here's the freshman, has a scorer's mentality. He's a point guard, but he averaged 36 a game in high school his senior year.
Continue to run Recker off picks. Kind of reminds me of the old Indiana when they used to do that for Alford.
And Recker knocks down a running one-hander. That's his first bucket of the second half and first points in the second half for Iowa.
14 for Evans, 12 for Recker. The 2 seniors really stepping up. And Omar Bynum just in the ball game. He may have to step up if the Cyclones are going to do anything here in the second half.
Pierce has the defensive assignment on Sullivan. Ricky Morgan waiting for help. Now Power on a drive all the way in. Count the basket, will go for a 3-point play.
Power able to sneak it in there. I think Ricky Morgan, if they're going to drop deep on the inside, he may be forced to take some shots.
3rd foul on Jared Reiner.
Shane Power here takes it all the way up on the glass.
Power with 1 shot.
Iowa caught standing a little bit that time, coming real late to help. Gets fouled also, so he goes to the line.
There are the numbers on Shane Power so far tonight.
Well, key might be for if Iowa State can hang in here for the next few minutes, so they can get back and maybe come back with Jefferson.
Larry Eustace wants his team to get after it on this end. Pierce on a drive. Recker against Power. That's been a fun matchup to watch. Pierce hasn't hit a 3 all season. They can back off him. Henderson will shoot a 3. Good block out by Tyree Pearson. Iowa State a chance to run. Ricky Morgan to Bynum. And a blocking foul called on Duez Henderson. It really bailed out Bynum on that drive. Omar was going nowhere on that play.
He really did. He was out of control. Omar Bynum right there. And Duez Henderson, as you said, bailed him out.
Timeout on the floor. 15:56 to go. Luke Recker and the Hawkeyes have a 9-point advantage on Iowa State. Well, the mascots even getting at it. We'll see some more of that with the wrestling meet tomorrow here at Hilton Coliseum. Right now, it's a 9-point advantage in basketball for the Hawkeyes with 15:56 to go. And here's another Budweiser quick stat for you. Points in the paint, dead even. So are the shooting percentages. So are the turnovers. But Iowa has knocked down some threes, and they've been able to out-rebound the Cyclones. Morgan brings it in. Iowa man-to-man. This is Ricky Morgan yo-yoing the dribble. Sullivan has had a hard time getting shots off. Power off a screen from Pearson. Spins around the other way.
They had Tyree open on the inside that time. Morgan just passed him up.
Sullivan working, spinning, twisting, and drawing the foul. And he'll go to the free throw line, and he came down on that knee, Gary, a little bit gimpy that time.
Now you can see he does not have the explosiveness to go in there. That's his.
He's trying to work this
when they play him tough on the outside, he can take it on the drive. He's put that into his game this year.
He was really successful getting to the free throw line a bunch in those early games before getting hurt. Sullivan hits there.
He's 1 for 1 on a new streak, right?
And now 28 or 29 on the season at the free throw line for Jake Sullivan. Shot 92% in his high school career. At the time, he was the national record holder. Well, Gary, 7-point game.
Yep, Cyclones hanging around. And if I'm down here on defense, I'd help off with Henderson. Not a good shooter. If you can get him to...
Oh, good play by Pearson to knock the ball loose. Sullivan has it. Iowa with just 1 field goal here in the second half. Oh, a great pass from Morgan.
Freshman Ricky Morgan, great pass.
And Bynum to finish. Timeout on the floor. And just like that, it's a 5-point game. Enter the Budweiser Championship Ticket Giveaway and 2 all-session tickets to the Big 12 Conference Basketball Tournament. Kansas City could be yours. It's easy. Just print your name, address, zip code, and age on a postcard and send it to the address on your screen. The winner will be selected by a random drawing of all entries received before midnight, January 31st, 2002. Must be 21 years of age or older to enter. For a copy of the official rules and the self-addressed stamped envelope to the same address. Brought to you by Budweiser. Brewery Fresh Case, guaranteed. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Look at Ricky Morgan right here. Sees the man underneath. Good bounce pass there to Omar Bynum, and a quick move by Omar Bynum up on the glass. Get another look at it coming down as Ricky Morgan kind of pumps his fist right there. He's into it right now as he gets his second assist of the game, and he's got the crowd back in.
And it's a 7-0 run for Iowa State over the last minute 13. Gary, Iowa with just 1 field goal in the second half.
Well, sometimes the game can appear easy for you, and Iowa cannot settle into that mode against Iowa State because they're going to keep playing. Your station's teams are never going to give up.
You can see what they've done against ranked teams the last couple of years, although this is the first game this year against a ranked team. Recker denied by Tyree Pearson. Iowa State with the numbers. Power to Pearson. Tried to dunk it and couldn't. Power the rebound. And that's swatted out of there by Pierre Pierce. At the other end, Reggie Evans got the bucket. What a big turnaround that is.
That is a big turnaround sequence.
The lead back to 7. And the intensity level is picked up at Hilton Coliseum in a big way. Power had trouble with it. Got rid of it to Sullivan. Omar Bynum backing in on Worley. Good pass. Morgan wide open for 3. Missing. And the rebound knocked away by Wesley. Worley's up with it. Boy, 2 good opportunities for Iowa State.
Great chance for 3 to get back in the ballgame. The crowd really to come alive.
Bynum fouled Evans. Well, let's go back a moment ago. It got helter-skelter here, Gary.
That might be one of the big turning points in the game right here. Recker gets it blocked. We come down, back to Tyree Pierce. He goes up to stuff it, doesn't get it. And then Power gets it blocked. And so who is that? Pierce. He got him on the block. And now down the other end, the little lob pass. And Evans gets it up with his strength. 4-point turnaround.
Ricky Morgan gets a break. Back into the game, Marcus Jefferson with 4 fouls. And what do you have to lose? Nothing. And that's kind of the approach Iowa State had to take to this game to begin with. Recker baseline, in on Power. Denied again by Pearson, his 4th block of the game. Down court on the fly, Pearson missing. And controlled by Reggie Evans.
No, John, from Iowa State's standpoint, what's great about that is the hustle by Pearson. He blocks it on this end. He's down on the other end leading everybody. That's what Stacey has been looking from this guy for a year plus.
It's another double-double for Reggie Evans. 16 points, 10 rebounds. Worley missing. Rebound tipped out to Wesley. And now Pierce has it. Iowa State having a hard time coming up with those long rebounds. Ball's been tipped out. And the Hawkeyes have gotten him. Down low is Evans, and he's fouled on the way in. Let's see who they got.
That's a good foul. You make him go to the line, make two. There's Recker with the pump fake. Pearson right up here, goes up with him, gets the block.
That was a moment ago, and then the foul this time on Pearson. Did they get somebody else? They got Marcus Jefferson, Gary, and that's his 5th. So Jefferson fouls out with 13:08 to go. Marcus Jefferson picks up his 5th personal foul, and at the 15:08 mark, he'll have to leave. Larry Eustace has a full minute to replace him. I think he's arguing about who got the foul with Steve Wellman. But he's going to have to go to his bench, and Morgan's rest was a short one. So Jefferson in very, very limited minutes tonight, 6 points and 2 rebounds. He only played 11 minutes in the first half and probably only about 2 or 3 here in the second.
And that takes another fighting the boards the way Iowa State is against Iowa, and you take another guy who's not big, but he's a jumper, and gives you a chance to go on the glass, and now you get Ricky Morgan back in here at 5'10".
Now a tough night for Marcus Jefferson. Evans to the line. Wait, he's knocking down the free throws tonight.
I don't think he's missed, has he?
No. Reggie Evans 5 of 5 at the line. 17 points, 10 rebounds.
Hits this one, he'll be at his average for the year, 18 points.
He's there. 18 for Reggie Evans, and Iowa back up to a 9-point lead. So that momentum that Iowa State had squandered with a missed dunk and then a missed 3-point attempt, and Iowa able to come down and get a couple buckets.
Big turnaround.
Power, free throw line jumper. In and out, and Evans another rebound, his 11th.
Shane Power just cannot get it done offensively. 3 for 10. He's not hitting anything really outside. There's a slip and a travel.
And good defensive work by Shane Power. Had his arms up in the air. Wasn't going to commit a foul there. And Worley slipped with the basketball.
But that's the other thing Power does for you. Defense, and he's got 7 rebounds at only 6'5". Watch Worley come up. He loses his feet, slip, and down he goes.
As you look at Tyree Pearson, who's led Iowa State with 14 points, but Tyree has been quiet here in the second half. He hasn't scored. Iowa State really searching for that one more offensive weapon, one more guy who can step up and make some shots. Power's been able to do it. You know Sullivan and Pearson can do it, but they need one more guy to really become a consistent threat. Morgan, a pump fake and a jump shot. And the long rebound controlled by Worley.
That's what you got to have right there. You got to knock that shot down. They're giving him the shot. He put a fake on the defender. He took it, and he frees himself up for the wide open shot. Just cannot get it down. And it's a lot to expect from a young freshman sometimes. Big game like this.
Reiner on a drive. Scoop shot, no good, but he drew a foul on Power. Now those two have been battling all night. And Power picks up just his first foul.
Foul by number 21, Shane Power of Iowa State.
Now there's a good look at Steve Alford, and Gary, his father Sam was an assistant coach for him. He's going to be inducted into the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame on March 20th. There's Sam Alford. Congratulations to him.
I bet he liked that in the paper when they said Steve Alford's son.
Yeah.
Misprint right there. Makes you feel young.
Yeah.
As an older guy, I need a lot of that.
I'm with you. Recker now with 13. 10-point game.
Excellent free throw shooter.
So Recker has 14. Evans has 18. The two big guns for Iowa have shown up tonight, and they're on a 6-0 run to regain an 11-point lead. Rebound, big advantage for Iowa. Power was fouled on the way in by Leslie. Well, getting into the bonus would be a big plus for Iowa State if they could do it. They could get some points in a place where they've been pretty good. Timeout on the floor. 11:57 to go in the game. Iowa's lead is 11. Back in just a moment. Here at Hilton Coliseum, Iowa leading Iowa State by 11 with just under 12 minutes to play. Other scores from around the nation. Kansas up 15 on a pretty good Missouri-Kansas City team. And Syracuse looks like it will lose for the first time. Oklahoma State a big edge on Jackson State. Iowa State will see Boston College on Tuesday. And then Boston.
John, the Cyclones right back where they were earlier in the half. Double digits down. Need to fight back. They got it back to 5 and the ball.
Offense has been a struggle for the Cyclones.
I think Shane Power's got to start moving the ball more. He's standing with it too much, and make a pass. Bring it back to you, whatever you want to do. But keep the ball moving a little bit.
Sullivan, a lean-in jumper. He got it. Boy, a tough shot, and Jake Sullivan got it to go. That gets the lead down to 9. There's a Budweiser quick stat for you. The second chance points, a big edge to the Hawks.
And that's the difference in the game.
Leslie against Sullivan. Good defensive job by Jake, but Evans to the boards again. Reggie Evans is just a man on the boards.
That's where you really have to put a body on him. I'm not sure sometimes when you play against Iowa and Reggie Evans, you just tell one guy to cover him and block him off. Do not even try and rebound. There he gets away, and it looked like down low that he was matched up on Ricky Morgan. That's a mismatch.
Evans into traffic. Ed Hightower has a walk. Steve Alford disagreed. Little intensity tonight at Hilton Coliseum. 9-point game. Big possession here for Iowa State. Pearson in quickly with a drive. Got it. First bucket of the second half.
And he's going to have to see it more.
Back to a 7-point game. Crowd trying to bring Iowa State back. Larry Eustace comes down, says something to Luke Recker, who's waiting to check in right at the half-court line, and a drill laugh from Luke Recker. Not sure what he said there. This is Worley for 3. Got it. Boy, a big shot for Glenn Worley, his second 3 of the game.
He's been big in this game. I don't expect him to hit those kind of shots consistently. The 40% shooter, but he has got on some big ones for the Hawks.
10-point game again. Worley now with 10. Pearson again, over Evans. Rebound battle, deflected out of bounds alongside the State.
Recker returns to the floor for the Hawkeyes.
Recker back in there. There's some other scores for you. Northwestern doubling up on Kansas State. Bradley leading Northern Iowa, which knocked off this Iowa team earlier this week. And out in front of Texas A&M. Right here, it's a 10-point game. 10 minutes to go. This is Omar Bynum on a kick out. Howard open for 3. In and out, and Evans another rebound. Reggie Evans is getting every rebound. This is Hogan for 3. And he knocks it down from the baseline.
It's that hurry-up game, the scramble that Iowa will use, getting down quick, getting a man open on the outside.
And Larry Eustace wants a timeout. It's a 13-point game with 9:55 to go. And it looks like it'll be a full timeout called by Iowa State. Gary, a look a moment ago at Hogan getting open on the break.
And Tyree Pearson that time, it's slow motion. It didn't look like he was really going hard to get there, and that's what you have to do against the Hawks. You can't give them that shot. They do a good job of getting down. I call the transition to scramble.
One more look.
One more look. And I think he's going to make it again.
Well, Hogan has played pretty well coming off that bench for Iowa. But right here you have the story of the game, the three-point shooting. Iowa 7 of 11. Iowa State 0 of 6. That and rebounding, I think, would be the two things that would tell the story of this one.
Now you got depth of factors. You go down to about the last 10 minutes of play. Iowa in the first half played 11 players.
Iowa State's already had Jefferson foul out. They have Homan in foul trouble too. There's the rebounding. Iowa up by 13. Shane Power waits for help. That 3 by Hogan really took the crowd out of it. Bynum down low. That was a good catch and a foul call. Bynum will go to the free throw line.
Hawks talking it over about who's covering who. Here's Ricky Morgan over the top, goes over Worley. A great catch by Bynum and then takes it up. Gets the foul on Hogan.
So Bynum will shoot 2 for the Cyclones. He's had just 1 bucket so far tonight.
58% free throw shooter, but here on in, Iowa State's going to have to be pretty much perfect and have to knock all their foul shots down, miss another one, and
Pearson kept the Robinson hustle though. Good effort by Pearson. Sullivan wanted the ball when he was open. Here's Power in strong, and a blocking foul to call on Worley. Well, credit Tyree Pearson that time on the missed free throw by Bynum for actively going after that ball and keeping it alive.
These are the times, Larry Eustachy's teams, you talk about mental toughness and playing tough and not giving up. This is where you can fold your tent and give in, where you continue to play hard, and sometimes you can get back in the ball game and win a ball game where you're down by 13.
Steve Alford, you saw him a moment ago. He called out his Iowa team on their toughness after the loss to Northern Iowa. And he said toughness is what Larry Eustachy's teams are all about. And so he knew that his team was going to have to step it up in the level mentally for this game. And I think they have, Gary. I think they really have made good decisions and played hard.
They've come out here ready to play, and they've done a good job. I think what you talked about, taking more time, more patience in their offense. And they've had the ability tonight to come back every time Iowa State makes a little run or gets in position where they can make a run. They come down and they've hit a big shot or made a big play.
Shane Power has 10 points on the night. Had to do a little housekeeping in the lane there. Some sweat being wiped up, and Power will attempt some free throws. He's hit 4 of 4 tonight. Shane Power, part of that Indiana connection. So many Indiana points in this game. You know, you have Shane Power and Marcus Jefferson, Tyree Pearson. There's a look at Jefferson's already fouled out of this one. Homan with 4 fouls. Adam Schopper, also from Iowa State, is from Indiana. And of course, Steve Alford, Brody Boyd, Sam Alford, the real Indiana flavor to this game. Right now, it's an 11-point advantage for the Hawks. Still plenty of time. 9 minutes to go. Leslie for 3. Oh, a big three-pointer by Chauncey Leslie. His first basket.
Here again, the Hawks are really hot. He's only shooting 31% from his three-point strike. They're doing it. They're getting some good looks, and that's part of the difference.
Getting their shots squared up with good balance. That's something they were lacking. Sullivan will try to create. Tough job because Leslie got the block, but then walked with the basketball.
Really a good defensive job there.
Let's watch Chauncey Leslie at the other end. Sullivan gave him some space.
Right, going to look for help, and you see him. It's just the kind of defense you want right there when you're a shooter. It's that comfort zone. You're wide open, but the guy's coming at you late, and you shoot it.
Lob to Power. Good play off the inbounds, but they couldn't convert. And Reggie Evans corrals his 14th rebound of the night. Iowa's lead is 14. That's as big as it's been. Worley on a drive. Tried to stuff it and came down hard. Pearson, rather, with the foul. Tyree Pearson sends Glenn Worley to the line. Now a few chest bumps and high fives and extracurriculars here from the Hawks have drawn the ire of the Iowa State fans.
And you know, there might be a little fatigue setting in. Tyree Pearson played entire ball game so far, and that's a physical battle underneath.
Worley to the line. Glenn Worley now with 11 points off the bench for Iowa. Their bench has really outscored Iowa State's bench. Worley connects again. 16-point lead, biggest of the night for the Hawkeyes. This is Power. Down low, Pearson. And Recker the weak side rebound. And Iowa is taking control of this basketball game.
Larry Eustachy's come up to half court, and I could hear him. He said, "Stay after, don't quit." That's what it's about right now for Iowa State. Play with a lot of pride.
Down low, Evans missed the dunk, drew a foul. You know, while all that was going on, Steve Alford and Steve Wilmer were having a conversation. They were over there just having a conversation on the sideline. Steve Alford looked down at Larry Eustachy, who was standing at half court, and said, "See out of the coaching box?" Steve Wilmer said, "Why don't you let me worry about that? You worry about coaching." I don't know. I put words in their mouth, but it was something along those lines. That conversation went on for quite a while. Here's a look at the free throw shooting. First free throw miss of the night for Reggie Evans.
Homan checking back in for Iowa State with 4 fouls. And if Reggie hits this one, we'll go away for a timeout, should.
There's Jared Homan, the freshman from Remsen, Iowa. Averaging about 12 minutes a game, but tonight his first start.
I really feel like he showed up pretty good. I'm sure in all games he's going to have some breakdowns in this game, but the freshman in a big game, the Iowa State game, I thought he did a pretty good job.
Well, Evans missed them both. Sullivan. Power wasn't looking. He was lucky to be able to catch that ball. And now a foul away from the ball on Ryan Hogan as he was holding Homan.
Foul on number 2, Ryan.
Got to put the Cyclones in the bonus.
Foul and a half on Iowa.
Shane Power steps to the line, but I think Homan was the guy that got fouled, and Steve Alford noticed that too. They're right. Homan was the guy that was fouled. A little mind game, little game of chess going on right here. Homan, who was 0-2 at the line, takes Shane Power's spot. Shane telling Bill Kennedy, the official, well, I was fouled too, you know. Homan will shoot a 1-and-1 for Iowa State. And he's now 0-3 at the line. 7:25 to go. Iowa has its biggest lead of the night at 16. The Hawkeyes led by 12 at the half. Iowa State made a run. Got it down to about 5 here in the second half, but then Iowa pulled away again.
Battling there with Homan and Reggie Evans.
Worley missed a 3. Long rebound to Leslie. That happened again. Yep. Down low they go. Reggie Evans, a pump fake on Homan in the air. He missed the shot, but Worley goes to the boards.
Worley, an excellent offensive rebounder. 17 of his 39 rebounds that he had coming into this game were offense.
And another timeout called by Larry Eustachy. He's really getting after his team right now.
He doesn't care what the score is right now. He's just looking for performance and no breakdowns and playing hard.
Iowa on a 13-4 run over the last 5 minutes. Well, the three-point shooting has been a key for Iowa. Chauncey Leslie hit one a few moments ago. And the Hawks have hit 8 of 13 from downtown. Iowa State is 0 of 6. The last play a moment ago.
There's Worley on that inside. We said an excellent offensive rebounder, and I know Eustachy upset with Pearson that time, not blocking off, giving into themselves just a little bit, and that's something he will not let happen.
Enter the Budweiser Championship ticket giveaway, and 2 all-session tickets to the Big 12 Conference basketball tournament in Kansas City could be yours. It's easy. Just print your name, address, zip code, and age on a postcard and send it to the address on your screen. The winner will be selected by a random drawing of all entries received before midnight, January 31st, 2002. You must be 21 years of age or older to enter. For a copy of the official rules, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the same address. Brought to you by Budweiser. Brewery Fresh Taste Guaranteed. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Well, John, I really thought in this game that we'd see Iowa play some zone. In fact, Iowa State to shoot in the outside has been a problem, and they're 0 for 6 from the three-point line. But Iowa has done it with good man-for-man defense. They've played hard. They've helped off. They've done an excellent job.
Well, the experience factor we talked about in the open has really played in to Iowa's hands. This young Iowa State team still learning on the run. Power. Needs some help. Maybe not. Double clutch. Got it. 13 now for Shane Power.
Tough shot, but gets it down.
You won't see Larry Eustachy's teams get out-rebounded very often. Tonight, they've been out-rebounded 35-19 by Iowa. Iowa State came in plus 13 on the boards this season. There's Worley missing a 3, and he got his own rebound, but first a foul called, and it's on the Hawks. Jared Reiner picks up the foul. We've been watching that Shane Power-Luke Recker matchup all night.
Indiana kids, and watch here, the little bump, a little hole in the block out, but you can get by with some of that early when you first go to that board. If you keep doing it, you're going to get called. You can get away in the early part as that ball is going up the basket with a little hole now and then.
Well, Homan's the guy that goes back to the free throw line, so maybe not such a bad deal for Iowa because Jared struggled tonight. 0 of 3. Missed the front end of a 1-and-1 a moment ago. Missed that one badly. And the rebound to Worley. Iowa's lead is 16 as we approach the 6-minute mark remaining.
Well, still chasing Recker off those picks. Same power, just trailing him all over.
Wesley, a jumper over Sullivan, in and out. And boy, a battle for that rebound as Worley and Howard went at it. And a jump ball to call, ultimate possession to Iowa State. Timeout on the floor. 5:49 to go. Shane Power doing his best to keep the Cyclones in this one, but right now, they trail it by a bunch. Under 6 minutes to play, Iowa's lead is 16. And the field goal shooting in Iowa's favor, as well as the number of shot attempts.
We talked about Iowa State, just not enough firepower right now on this ball club. They'd have to shoot 50%. Turnovers, that was the other area we thought Iowa State had to play well. They've done a good job of that, only 9 turnovers, but 13 for 28 from the foul line. And
well, every game is a learning experience for this Iowa State team. And they've run into a pretty good team here tonight. Larry Stacey says, I don't care if they lost to UNI, they're still a top 10 team. Power. Out to Sullivan, long 3, and the rebound to Reiner. Well, you can't blame Jake Sullivan if he's getting a little bit impatient trying to get a shot out there. Down low, Reiner, in on Homan, banked it in.
Good muscle move by the big guy.
First field goal of the night for Jared Reiner. 18-point game. Sullivan had it knocked away by Wesley, but he's called for the foul. Jake Sullivan will go to the free throw line.
Foul number 1, Chauncey Leslie of Iowa, his second personal, 9th team foul to have on.
Well, you can see the frustration on the face of Jake Sullivan.
Jake Sullivan shooting.
Trying to come back off that injury tonight. Logged some minutes here, but he's
played more minutes than I thought he was going to play because, boy, Thursday there was no way. The spasm just went out of that muscle. It's one of those things. You never know what's going to happen. I'm sure he's gotten it out a little bit, too.
I'm sure he is, knowing Jake. Free throw is good. Sullivan has 8 points now. He's at 4 of 5 from the line.
Well, you had 2 of their scorers. Sullivan's been 2 out of 8 from the field, and Shane Power, even though he's got 14 points, he was 4 for 14 from the field. So that's...
Well, another free throw miss for Sullivan. First 2 misses of the season have come in this game. Reiner, high-low to Evans, and a pushing foul called underneath, and it's going to be Jared Homan's 5th foul. So he'll leave, fouling out with no points.
And the Hawks in the second half, as you analyze this game, Tyree Pearson, had 14 points in the first half. He's had only 2 the second half. Missed some shots, but hasn't had as many good looks as he did in the first.
Homan will lead.
And part of that is that Iowa with Jefferson sitting out and other guys, they've been able to jam in there and sit in there pretty tight, go back and double down. Ricky Morgan really is not even kind of looking for the shot. He's taken a couple, but not effective from the outside tonight.
Larry Eustace will go to Omar Bynum to replace Homan. Reggie Evans giving the ball a workout. What a night he's had. 18 points, 14 rebounds. Rattles in the first one.
Led the nation last year with, what was it, 22 double-doubles. And might challenge again this year. This will be a 6th game this year where he's in double-doubles.
Leads the Big Ten in both scoring and rebounding. He has added to those numbers tonight with a 20-point, 14-rebound performance so far. I believe his career high on the boards is 17, if I'm not mistaken. Double check that. Down low, Pearson on a kick out.
See why he's had trouble getting shots. There's 3 guys all over Pearson that time.
Howard was fouled on the way in.
Foul on number 3, Pierce, his second personal.
Sometimes, even though it's late in the game, doesn't make any difference right now. But when you're getting double and triples, instead of fighting it each time, a couple times you're better off, I think. Catch the pass and kick it right back out. And then the next time it gets that defense coming, they think maybe you're going to kick. They don't come all the way, and you get a chance to ball fake it back out and then make your move.
Patience is definitely a virtue on the offensive end of the floor. 14 for Shane Power. He's really had a pretty good night here, Gary. He's done a nice job defensively on Recker. Recker's still got his points.
Well, that's the thing. We mentioned about his shooting hadn't been there at 4 for 14, but he gives you the other things. 9 rebounds, and he defends well. He helps off.
Reiner trying to go high-low to Evans. He does, and Evans finishes and draws a foul. And Reggie Evans will try for a 3-point play.
Good ball movement by the Hawks there with the high-low. Nice little floating pass over the top. Good touch on it.
Let's take a look at our best play of the game, brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people. Reggie Evans having some kind of night. Andrew Skoglund checks in for Iowa State. Evans toes the free throw line again. He's hit 8 of 10. Almost banks that one in. Here's the rebound. 22 points, 15 rebounds for Reggie Evans. Morgan threw it away. Wesley to Evans. Can he outrun Sullivan? Yep. 24 and 15 for Evans.
Reggie doing a little strutting as he comes down the floor.
This is Power with it. Iowa State trails by 22. Jake Sullivan. Kick out to Morgan. Wesley quickly gets out on him. Morgan left-handed wouldn't fall, and the rebound to Evans again is 16th.
A 3-on-2 coming down this end.
Pierce on the finish, missing, got it back. That's been the story all night. There have not been too many blowouts in this series, particularly on an opponent's home floor, but we have one here tonight. Iowa has dominated from about the 15-minute mark of the second half on. Power will foul on the way in.
Number 3.
There's no doubt about it. Look at Coach Alford and his father Sam right there. They came in ready to play. Did a great job. And it's an experienced ball club. I mean, they're number 12 in the country in the AP. The 2 guys that are contending maybe for All-American honors, and Recker and Reggie Evans.
They're both candidates for the Naismith and Wooden Awards. Unusual to see 2 players from the same team that are candidates for both those awards. Pearson now has 17 points. Pearson and Power have been the bulk of the Iowa State offense tonight. Timeout on the floor, but it's been the Reggie Evans show tonight at Hilton Coliseum. The senior for the Hawkeyes with 24 points and 16 boards. Iowa by a lot. Iowa has opened up a 23-point lead on Iowa State with 3:19 to go in the ball game. So the Hawkeyes looking to improve to 7-3 on the season. And Iowa State will fall to 5-4. Reggie Evans has been the story in this one. His career highs are 30 points and 18 rebounds. He's approaching both of those. However, he might be done for the night before too long here because this lead is well in hand for the Hawks.
Yeah, the Hawks got everybody in there, yeah, even with a 71-48 lead.
Well, after what happened to them in Missouri, that Missouri game down in Kansas City, I'm sure Steve Alford doesn't want to take too many chances, but I think it's safe to say that his team is going to win this game. There's the rebound advantage. Boy, when was the last time the Larry Eustachy coach team got out-rebounded by 20? It just does not happen.
had not been out-rebounded by anybody this year coming in this game. They were tied, I think, by San Jose State.
Leslie, shot clock winding down.
But this is a club right now. It's small, they're outsized, and they're out-physical by this Iowa team as well. So.
Evans with a rare miss, and Iowa State comes the other way. Here comes Tyree Pearson, fouled hard, and he'll go to the free throw line. There's the other part of the equation tonight, the three-point shooting for Iowa, 57%. Came into the game shooting just 32% from three-point range. They've been knocking them down tonight.
Iowa State in the last 3 games, they've had 1 3-point goal made in the last 3 games. Tonight, they're looking at getting blanked.
Pearson's free throw misses. Nothing will go right for Iowa State right now.
I don't think there's a lot left in the tank right now for Iowa State.
Well, it only gets tougher. They go to Boston College. A great player in Troy Bell. And then to Drake next weekend. That'll be a tough matchup. Pearson hit 1 of 2. Tyree Pearson now with 18 points. Leslie goes right by, Pierce rather, goes right by Sullivan, draws the foul. Skoglund came over to help out. Pierce was going to try to dunk that through. Reggie Evans has Pearson at bare hug all the way around the floor. Here, Pierce, the freshman, Gary.
Yeah, very good athlete. You see Jake Sullivan just struggling just to try and catch up. The big guy Skoglund comes over there.
Reggie palming the head of Pierre Pierce. Pierce is going to be a terrific player in the Big Ten Conference. You mentioned great athlete. He's got a real scorer's mentality. Sullivan comes out. He gets a good hand from this Iowa State crowd. Jake gave it everything he had. You can't fault his effort in this one. Pierce hits a couple of free throws.
The other thing that's obvious in this game is the ability to penetrate by the guards. We haven't had any guards. Shane Power once in a while able to penetrate. Marcus Jefferson, he was started off the game was successful penetrating. But Ricky Morgan really has not been able to break down either Pierce or Leslie.
17 rebounds now for Reggie Evans.
Hawks just running some clock now.
Recker and Power have been battling all night. Minute 40 to go. Oh, wild shot by Leslie as he drew a foul and bodies tumbling. Well, our next game on the Cyclone Television Network will be against Maryland Eastern Shore a couple days before Christmas. See it at 1 o'clock. Many of these same stations.
Leslie shooting for Iowa.
Chauncey Leslie hits the free throw. Iowa has done a good job at the free throw line in this game. Substitutions as Evans comes out, Recker comes out. Those two had a terrific night. Leslie made both free throws. Iowa's bench has been a big part of this win. Leslie, Hogan, Worley, and Rod Thompson came in and hit a shot.
Worley hit some key shots.
Bynum will try a 3. Rebound, Pearson, jumper left side, got it. 20 now for Tyree.
Yeah, he's got good touch around that basket. Just need some help in opening him up, give him some more freedom down inside.
Pearson now 6 of the last 7 games, 20 points or more. He has really become the scoring leader for this Iowa State team. This is Sonderleiter.
He had hit 15 of his last 25 shots coming in.
Oh, Rod Thompson hits another 3, his second of the game. Under a minute to play, and Iowa's lead is 27. Power has gone the distance. This is Morgan. Skoglund with a hook. And Leslie racing the other way. The trailer is Hogan. Walk with it. Well, Gary, can you get anything out of this game if you're Iowa State?
Well, it's a game where you just keep playing. You see what kind of competition you're going to play against in the Big 12 Conference, because Iowa's a comparable team. They lost a game in Missouri, which probably they gave away. In the end, they have to go back to Missouri again. But you know that you've got to tighten up, and you really got to put bodies on people when you hit people that can really rebound. That's what this team will have to do and come away out of this game, as they are going to be outsized almost every game this season.
Also number 53, Sean Sondeleiter, his third personal. Shane Powers shooting 2 for the Cyclones.
Shane Powers to the free throw line for Iowa State. Well, Shane Powers going to put together another 40-minute game.
He had 4 in a row and then sat out a few minutes the last ball game.
Now has 16 points, so he and Pearson have been the offense for Iowa State, but there hasn't been enough. Iowa can run out the clock now, and the Hawkeyes took control in the second half.
Big turnaround play. You go back to that what if when Iowa State misses the dunk.
The handshake is taking place with 3 seconds to go between Larry Eustace and Steve Alford. And it's over. The Hawkeyes win it 78-53 over Iowa State. The Hawks improved to 7-3. Iowa State goes to 5-4. Reggie Evans had a big night with 24 points and 17 rebounds. Our next game on the Cyclone Television Network will be against Maryland Eastern Shore on December 23rd at 1 o'clock, and we hope you can join us then. Final score, 78-53. This has been a presentation of ESPN Plus, the worldwide leader in collegiate sports television.